What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
Netflix decided to make several changes in the much-anticipated sequel to the film that took the world by storm in 2020. Did you guys know that a single Christmas gift exchanged the entire course of a franchise? Warning, spoilers ahead. A baby boy. Now that we've all seen the sequel, we don't think there is a need for spoilers warning, but there you have it. Anyways, despite having some of the worst reviews in the history of movies, the sequel managed to stay on Netflix's top 10 most-watched films list for a long time. The first film was a major success that it led to 2 other continuations. Yeah, a third part of the franchise has already been confirmed, coming to our small screens sooner than expected, at the end of this year. Now, we all know what's wrong with the film, right? Yeah, there were many songs. Yes, there was less dialogue, there were some confusing storylines, but a lot of fans had no idea that the film differs a lot from the book it's based on, which according to the fans who read the books is ruining the entire film franchise. The original book trilogy by Blanka Lipińska that the movies are based on is a lot different than what we saw thanks to Netflix. As already mentioned, some fans were angry that there were these major changes made in the film, while others were thankful that Netflix decided to go with an original story. Rumor has it that the creators initially planned to go according to the novel, but they changed their minds once they realized fans are going to hate the plot if they did it according to the novel. This is because most fans want Laura to end up with her first love interest, rather than his new handsome addition, Nacho, who is revealed to be Massimo's mafia rival in the sequel. Let's see what kind of scenes were cut from the continuation, shall we? The film starts with a wedding between the fan-favorite couple. By the way, this is our favorite scene of the entire film. Both of them look so happy during the beautiful ceremony, don't you think so? But it looks like the female protagonist is keeping an awful secret from her loved one. She lost the baby during that accident that happened at the end of the first film. She's keeping this from her husband, and a beautiful honeymoon follows where they are busy with, well, you know what. And then she sees Massimo's twin brother being very intimate with Anna. The thing is, she's completely unaware that this is Adrino, the evil twin. And then she goes with Nacho in order to get as far from her husband as possible. Nacho takes her back to his father's home in Spain, and they both develop feelings for each other. After this, the creators decide to follow the same plot of the novel until Nacho reveals he's the son of Don Fernando Matos, an eternal rival to Massimo's family, and Laura ends up being shot at the very end of the film. The novel ends the same way, with Laura being shot and her husband trying to save her. Apparently, there was this deleted scene that the creators refused to use. You see, in the novel, Laura's still pregnant with Massimo's child, and she didn't lose the baby during the accident. This is a major difference that'll influence the plot of the third film, simply because the third book opens up with Massimo facing a difficult decision. He needs to either save their unborn baby or the love of his life. Since fans never saw the scene and Laura never said she was expecting a baby, the third baby is likely to be a more original story in which Massimo won't be forced to choose between the life of his loved one and their unborn baby. In the novel, he chooses his wife. Nacho kidnaps Laura. Not making Laura pregnant in the sequel might also mean that we won't see some of the awful events that happen in the third novel of the franchise series. By awful events, we mean Massimo killing Laura's dog and mailing it in a package. Yeah, we know, it's pretty disturbing, and we really hope Netflix decides to stay away from these storylines. Anyways, the sequel decided to exclude some pretty important storylines when it comes to the relationship between Nacho and Laura. In the movie, Laura goes into the arms of Nacho deliberately once she discovers that her husband, who as previously mentioned was in fact Adrino, is doing some dirty things with Massimo's ex. After going with him by her own choice, Nacho and Laura spend some time together while developing feelings for each other. This is not what happens in the novel, as Nacho instead kidnaps Laura and holds her hostage. According to most fans, Netflix decides to change this plot because it feels identical to the plot of the first film. One thing that is exactly the same in the novel and in the film is the bond bond between Laura and Nacho. In both, Nacho tells her that he's the son of Don Fernando Matos, the eternal rival of her husband's family. As aforementioned, there are rumors suggesting that Netflix decided to exclude the scenes with the kidnapping and the baby so that the next film will be a bigger success and wouldn't suffer that much in the eye of the film critics. The fact that Laura isn't pregnant in the sequel makes it a lot easier for her husband to save her in the next installment. Thankfully, the third and final film of the franchise has already been filmed along with the second part. The two films were shot back to back, but there's another scene the creators decided not to use in the second installment, a different Christmas gift. One of the most popular scenes in the sequel is, without a doubt, the Christmas scene, which is nothing compared to what happened in the books. Fans who have already read the novel know exactly what we're talking about. Those who only seen the film will find out soon. Before we spill the tea, make sure you smash that like button if you haven't done it already. If you thought the first film had a lot of steamy scenes, well, just stream this one. Some fans even said that the sequel feels like watching an extremely steamy music video. We really hope there's more talk between the characters in the third film. Anyway, let's talk about the Christmas gift. In the sequel, Massimo gives Laura her very own fashion company, while Laura gifted him, as she says, something I know you should like. We already know what Massimo likes the most. However, in the book, Laura gives her husband something different. As already mentioned, the second book reveals that Laura was pregnant with Massimo's child, and on Christmas Day she told him she was expecting a boy, which creates a Bridgerton storyline as the boy would have become his heir. A lot of fans were surprised by this difference, and most of them say that Laura giving Massimo, well, you know what, for Christmas was stupid. Like he didn't get that an hour ago or the day before that and the day before that and the day before that. Obviously, Netflix deleted these scenes in order for fans not to get disappointed by the franchise's conclusion. Because if Laura was pregnant and if Massimo had to choose between her and their unborn baby, she would have ended up with Nacho. Now, don't get mad at me, but isn't that better? Didn't she enjoy the relationship with Nacho more than she enjoyed her marriage with Massimo? With Nacho, they even watched a film. With her husband, all she did was complain about being bored. Anyway, we understand that most fans want her to end up with Massimo since they have shipped the couple ever since the first film. Thankfully, Netflix deleted these scenes so we don't have to worry about Massimo becoming a jerk in the third installment. If the creators used a plot identical to the one in the novel, fans would have seen Laura losing her baby, developing an alcohol addiction along with her husband developing a drug addiction. Then he would have killed her dog, she would have ended up with Nacho. On a related note, who do you guys want her to end up with? Do you want Netflix to stay loyal to the source material? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed our video, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you'll never miss any of our other videos. As always, thanks for watching.